All right, so the big question is, why are automation and AI solutions so much easier to sell than everything else? Why does it work so much better as a side hustle than trading, forex, e-commerce, and all of these other things? And the reason is that intrinsically it feeds on a human emotion way better than any of these other business models could ever do. And that emotion is fear. Fear is one of the strongest motivators that us as human beings have to enact any sort of change. With other business models, they're more driven by wants or luxuries rather than actual fear. I'm going to explain to you what I mean by this in both an individual level and on a business level as well. So just diving into the individual levels. So most business owners are older and have lived through several major technological advancements. So things like the internet, the mobile phones, the e-commerce boom, cryptocurrencies, all of these things they've seen. And these were all opportunities that a lot of people took to get insanely rich, but everyone, and myself included, feels like they didn't do enough or they could have done more to take advantage of these advancements at the time that they were happening. You can see how many million and billionaires have come out of the e-commerce boom and cryptocurrencies, and everybody's waiting for that next opportunity. But the question is that when it actually arrives, will they recognize it? Will we recognize it when it's actually here? Or are they just going to brush it off again until it's too late and then look back in hindsight like we've been doing for the past 20, 30, 50 years? For our time now, the revolution that we're living in is with AI and automation. There's no doubt about it. From everything that we're seeing online, from all the new models and tools that are coming out on a daily basis, there's no denying that this is the biggest change that we're having in the next decade. Unfortunately, people are realizing that too. This is the one that's going to change everything, that they're going to go all in and invest on and do as much as they can because they finally don't want to look back and realize that they could have done more when it was so early on. Now, given this information for myself, doesn't it make sense to become an expert in all things AI and automation and then use that knowledge to propose yourself as an expert and then provide this value to individuals and to businesses alike? For me, that makes perfect sense, and that's exactly what I've structured myself to do. And that's why people naturally gravitate towards me and my teachings, because of all of these reasons here. They don't want to miss out anymore. And neither should you, because nobody knows how many more chances we have. Next, I just want to jump into the business level as well. So there's never been a greater threat to businesses than what's happening right now. And it's going to continue to happen for basically the rest of our lives. Now the floodgates have opened and all of these tools and things are coming out where it's only going to exponentially get crazier from here. Innovation is happening at an unprecedented rate. So that local mom and pop restaurant that's been doing things for the last 30 years needs to start adapting or they're going to die. A lot of them eventually conceded that they had to use the internet and they had to start going to mobile phone friendly and the QR codes and all of that. But now it's getting to a point where it's like you got to be all in, you got to embrace it or you're dead. You're finished. Because their competition, the ones who use AI and automation, are going to cut their workforce by 50%. They're going to increase their productivity by 200%. And genuinely, there's going to be no way to compete. An AI automated business versus a non-traditional one is going to be night and day. The automated businesses are going to have record profits. They're going to reinvest those, increase the rent and overhead for every business, and then just completely drive them out. And they genuinely need people like you and I who are experts in AI and automation to save them, or they're going to be obsolete. Whether they don't understand this right now, I'm sure a lot of them do. A lot of them are fearing for their businesses right now. And that's why they're willing to invest big into their future and the sustainability of their family, their business, and everything that they've built. That's why I find it so easy to sell AI and automations, because that fear, that intrinsic fear that they have, is their motivator to invest into change, to preserve what they've built for the future in the long term. So if you can tap into that during your pitches and when you're learning. So if you want to learn all about AI automations and how you can get into this industry and pose yourself as an expert, then go to the description of this video, join my school community. It's also my incubator where you can learn everything you need to know about automations. And you have direct access to me where I can guide you along the way as well. So I'll see you inside. Happy automating.